Tell me about what happened at the beginning of this year, because your shares dropped off the face of the cliff. COVID did come along, and you've made a bit of a recovery, but you're not back up to the heights you were or beyond, which is happening up to a lot of other gold explorers, developers, and producers in the current marketplace. Where do you think your money's gone?
Yeah, we agree. We've lagged a bit. So what happened early in the year was we drilled our second flagship. So we had two flagship assets. The second flagship, we only got the exploration license early in 2019 and did all of our work there. It was the first 6 holes that we drilled on it. While they were as the geologists would call them, a technical success. We hit a little bit of gold in them, but it wasn't what we had been expecting. And I think it wasn't what the market was expecting. I think that's the bigger thing. The market was expecting something more, given what we had on surface and what we were recovering on surface from samples there. So that was the major sell-off. And I think the market really penalized us for that miss. But I think they also forgot when they took us down to that level, that was actually a discount us to before our Boulder discovery in 2017. So it wiped out almost 3 years of our efforts. Looking forward, or from that moment on, yes, we had COVID and things kind of slowed down, but we do have a team on site still. They're Finnish consultants. They're still working. They've been working throughout the entire COVID crisis, and so we have been advancing it. I think what the market has penalized us for is just being slow with information, slow with news, and we have been in the past. Part of that was our primary target, Amarisco, which is on our Risti property, where we made our discoveries, required a helicopter, and it was just slow drilling, inefficient drilling, and so it just took time. We're trying to change that by targeting prospects that are in flat areas that do not require a helicopter, which we have a number of. Of course, our major discovery was made on the only hill on our property, but so we are focused on getting news out faster, which should bring the shareholders back. And I think that was the main of all the complaints or any sort of negative that we had, was we just weren't newsy enough. And you watch some of our peers, they just talk about increasing their drill program by 50% and their stock went up 30% kind of thing, right? So that's, I think, has been the lag on our part.
So what's the significance of Matti Talika coming in?
Matti's been with us, and he's been on the board since 2015, and so he's been kind of been part of the team the entire time. The significance is, Matti is a Finnish national. While he lives in Canada, but he is a Finnish national, can travel back and forth freely. He's well known in the exploration world in Finland. So he's worked in Finland for a number of years, worked for Outotec, worked for Dragon Mining, who we actually purchased our first property, Kudavoma, back in 2015. So he's been around for a while. He's well known there. He's also very technical as well. But what it does is it allows Mike to be the visionary that he is. Mike was, he's the founder and the visionary, and it's kind of his vision that he sees on what this property can be. So this frees Mike up to do a lot of the exploration and targeting and really thinking about where he wants to point the drills and where we should be going. While Matti will take on a lot of the administrative role, the more community relations role, the logistical role in country. And of course, it also bodes very well in country to have a Finnish leader of a company when you're working in country. It just works really well for community relations.
Okay, so that's what Matti's been. He stepped up, as it were, to fulfill that function. I mean, do you want a visionary, or do you want someone who can hit targets?
Well, he's been hitting targets, and it was his vision that allowed us to move to Finland in the first place and to see that.
But that's done.
How big the opportunity is.
That's done.
Right.
What we need to do is not have a repeat of the drill results that at the beginning of the year. So how do you address that?
Well, we've got the team, and look, and he took the shots that we thought were the best shots, the highest probability shots. But as you can expect, it was only 6 holes in a very small area that were drilled in. So it was not indicative of what the opportunity was. And I think we followed that since with even on that secondary property with some very interesting results in our last press release. And so we're pretty excited about what that opportunity is as well. So while we haven't hit the home run on that property yet, we have hit gold in almost all the holes that we've drilled.